Good morning or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. But right now for me, it is morning. And we are going to read chapter 18 of Bob. And we're getting to the end of our story. There's some really exciting things coming up, and a lot of questions will be answered, especially in chapter 19. I looked ahead a little yesterday, and I was like, wow. So, today, however, we are going to focus on chapter 18, Bob. Now, when we left off last time, they had just found each other. So Livy is off trying to find Danny. Bob is off trying to find the book. And then he found the painting. He didn't find the book, but he found the painting that Danny did that had the well and something green coming out of it. And it said something about well dwellers on it. So it's like a lot of things are just about ready to start coming together. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens. And then they saw each other in the woods. So Bob had seen Bob had seen her. She says, Livy saw something orange, and then she looks and she says, then I see it, one skinny green arm waving at me, semi-desperately. He's right beside the path a little way ahead of us. Gran needs to sit down and rest. So Livy goes ahead. Chapter 18. Did anyone else just see a chicken shimmy down the drain pipe? One of the big-headed boys had shouted. It had something rolled up under his wing. Maybe it's a wombat, his friend or brother had suggested. This was no wombat. The woman with them swatted them on the heads and said not to tell tales. It was epic. I wait for Livy to join me behind the tree. Wait till you hear what I've learned, I say when she finally arrives, huffing and puffing. She puts up the give me a minute finger. Then she takes out the whistle and blows hard into it, twice. I put my hands over my ears. Ouch! Finely tuned sense of sound, remember? Sorry, I have to blow it every 2 minutes. We hear 2 more whistle blows, close but less painful. Livy smiles. That's Gran. She's resting. She twists around and makes sure we're alone before asking, what are you doing here, Bob? After you left me without saying anything, even though you know I'm sensitive about that. I pause as she reaches out to pat me on the head, a gesture I chose to interpret as an apology. Then I continue. I decide to make myself useful. I take a deep breath and try to untangle all of my thoughts before continuing. I remembered that Sarah had taken the book from your mom's shelf and I went to get it back. And look! I hold up the picture I took off the wall. The painting is a little smudged by my nose pressing against it, but only a little. Look at that hand. She grabs it. Where did you get this? From over Danny's bed. He must have made it after reading the story. She leans in so close, her nose comes away with a spot of blue too. And what do you think well dweller means? I still haven't gotten up to the W's in my dictionary yet. When she looks at me, her eyes are shining. Bob, I don't think it's in the dictionary, but this is it, the final clue we're looking for. You came out of Gran's well. You did. Rufus fell in, and I fell in, and you were there to save us. I frown, but I don't feel like I came from a well. And visiting it yesterday didn't bring back any memories. I know, but maybe that's part of how your magic protects you or something. Protects me by making me forget where I came from? What kind of second-rate magic is that? It's not the best, Livy agrees. I bet the book will tell us more. Yes, let's go ask Danny where it is. She frowns. No one is sure where Danny is right now. I should have told you that right away. That's why Gran took me. There's a big search on for him. That would explain all the commotion and the policemen. What are we waiting for? Let's go find him. I know, I'm trying. She turns back to the painting. Maybe we could use this painting as a map. He could be at this very well right now. Look, there's a weird tree near it like this. She holds out her arm and makes them all crooked and tilts her head. And there's a creek bed leading up to it, just like the one we're standing on. I look down. The dirt-filled creek is only about an inch or two lower than the ground on either side of it. We've been using it like a path through the trees. Livy, if neither one of us passed the tree on our way here, it still has to be up ahead. We take off running along the path, heading deeper and deeper into the bush. I'm going to show you this picture. So they're running up the creek bed. I like the feathers flying, like he's running so fast his feathers are flying off or something. Livy continues blowing that awful whistle every 2 minutes, making me jump even though I know it's coming. Gran's responses are getting farther as we get farther away. We'll have to find the well soon or else go back before Gran gets too worried and the people start searching for us. We step over broken twigs and bits of bark, and I'm glad that my feet are thick. Seed pods keep cracking and making us jump, thinking it's the sound of a fire starting. Finally, we stumble onto a small clearing, and Livy grabs my arm and points. It's the weird tree. She's right. And behind the tree, almost completely hidden by its long, oddly shaped branches and surprisingly green leaves, is a large brick well. My heart thumps with anticipation. The first thing that I notice as we approach it is the complete lack of a green hand gripping the edge of the well, or signs of any hands at all, green or Danny-sized. My shoulders sag. Were we wrong about everything? Was the drawing just a picture Danny made when he was bored? She shuffles one way around the well and I go the other, and at the same time we shout, Danny! Because there he is, leaning against the back of the well, the missing book open on his lap. He sees us and points to a cardboard box on the ground beside him. No one came to take it. Sad to say, that is the end of chapter 18. So, Danny drew a picture of the exact place where he is right now, with the well and the crooked tree. But in his picture, there was a little green hand coming out of the well, and something about a well dweller. I think chapter 19 is going to answer a lot of our questions. So come back tomorrow so you can find out what happens. Tomorrow, chapter 19, and then the final chapter. It's been so fun. All right. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.